Hello and welcome. I am Dr. Jack, and for this video we will be discussing what to look for in a high quality CBD product, as well as the very end I'll be discussing which brand I suggest and why. And if you're new here, I really suggest you watch the previous video I just shot. I will put a link in the description down below where I talk about CBD safety, because the two topics really go hand in hand. I had to break it into two separate videos because of the fact that it was just way too long to have it all in one video. And you'll know it because I'm wearing the same t-shirt. It's not because I ran out of t-shirts or anything. I still have plenty of fun t-shirts to wear, but I just shot it all kind of in one very long day. And so please check that out first, and without further ado, let's just hop right into it. So now that we've covered the safety, what should you look for in a high quality CBD product? Well, one of the first things I would suggest you do is find out if the CBD product you're looking at has a COA. That's a certificate of analysis. It should be very easy to find. If it's a very reputable company, they would even have like a barcode or a QR barcode that you scan that will pull up the lab report, basically demonstrating what is inside of the bottle and whether it's been lab tested to essentially rule out all the nasty things that I talked about earlier, like heavy metals, fungus, mold, bacteria, and pesticides and things of that nature. And you also want to know whether or not it's done by a third-party lab, as well as whether that lab adheres to ISO, or the International Organization of Standardization. And that just means that the lab is overseen by a governing body. Other things that I would suggest is ideally it would be US farmed, because that would add a layer of safety as well and quality to the hemp that is grown. There is a lot of businesses out there doing what's called white labeling, and that just means that they purchase the CBD sometimes from outside the country, and it comes shipped to them, and they basically just put a sticker on the cover of it saying that, I don't know, Magic CBD or something like that. They name it with whatever they want and basically put on a shelf to sell, and the entire time they don't even know what's inside of it. So other things that you want to be on the lookout for is be sure, and if you can, purchase one with that little bit of THC inside of it, also called a full spectrum CBD. And what that means is that there's less than 0.3% THC, again, not nearly enough to cause euphoria or a high, and it's federally legal, but you want that in there for that entourage effect, for that wider therapeutic window. And so the plant works a lot better if you take it as naturally as it can coming out of the ground, as opposed to, say, just isolating CBD by itself. You just want all the other phytonutrients or plant nutrients inside of it, including all the terpenes and flavonoids. And if you don't know what that is, it's fine. We'll talk about all that in future videos. The other thing is you really want to make sure that the bottle states what's inside of it very clearly in regards to how many milligrams of CBD is inside the bottle and how to take it. Another thing you should look for is to find a company that is ideally a seed to shelf company. So what do I mean by that? That means that they grow their own hemp as well as process and then ultimately sell it to the consumer, all within one company. There are also a lot of people out there who, purchase their CBD from somebody else and then might have their own processing or have somebody else process it and then they just distribute it. It's not as tightly regulated or controlled. And so for that fact, you also want somebody who is growing the hemp in a USDA organic certified manner, because again, that adds another layer of safety and protection for yourself in consuming the CBD product. And lastly, if you can, also, as with any business, right, take a look at the company and its founders and ask yourself if you can find out, what they're about and what their mission is. Is there a mission to put out the absolute safest, highest quality CBD product? Or is there a mission to try to earn a quick buck or two off of you? So I just want to pause here and ask that if you are enjoying this video and finding it educational, please support the channel by subscribing, liking, and please leave comments if you feel inclined to do so down below. I am pretty good about answering all of that, so it will be greatly appreciated. Let's get back to it. So to conclude this video, we will talk about what company I suggest in a CBD product, as well as why I suggest them. And that company would be Green Compass. And full disclosure here, I am affiliated with Green Compass and I'm proud to be affiliated with them. This is not a sponsored video by them or anything like that. And one thing you should know is that when I first started this journey with CBD and I learned a lot about it and started doing a lot of educational teachings about it just out in the community, I ended up getting approached by several different companies that wanted to bring me on board in a manner, whether it's research or just as an educator and various things. And I actually passed on several of them. And the reason was that I either did not like the company morals and ethics, or that I felt like they were in it more to make money than anything else, or I did not like their product. I did not feel that their product was as safe as it could be. And so with Green Compass, they check all the boxes that we talked about a little earlier, in that they are vertically integrated, they are a seed to shelf company. One of the huge things that Green Compass has that a lot of other CBD companies do not have is the USDA organic certification. So what that means is that they take that extra level to get that certification. It is extremely hard to get, hard to maintain, and very expensive to maintain. But they go the extra distance to not only obtain, but to maintain that certification as well. And what that means is that anything that they put into their product, whether and as well as the soil. So the soil, the water, the oil, the CBD product, everything has to be USDA organic certified. And that adds a tremendous layer of protection in regards to what you are getting as the consumer from them. Because one of the things you should know about the cannabis plant is that it is an amazing phytoremediator. What that means is that the cannabis plant is amazing at pulling everything out of the ground and cleansing soil. And another interesting fact I'll leave you with is the fact that Chernobyl, when that happened in the former Soviet Union, they actually planted a ton of cannabis to basically cleanse the soil and pull the radiation out of the ground. So, bet you didn't know that too. Anyway, the other thing you should know about them is the extraction method. They also use CO2 extraction, which is a very clean and very environmentally friendly way of extracting all the nutrients that they need out of the cannabis plant. They also use only the flower part of the plant, which is where the vast majority of the nutrients that you need are stored. You have a lot of companies that will process the entire plant, meaning not just the flower, but also the stalk as well. And that's mainly due to time constraints and things like that. And again, Green Compass takes that extra step, and they feel that it is worth it to give their consumers the absolute highest quality that they can. And with that, that concludes this video. So thanks again for checking this out. I hope you learned a lot in this video, and I hope to release another one in a week. We will continue with our CBD training or educational material, if you will. And I'll put out videos every now and then as I think of them, if I feel like they are important topics that I want to kind of get out there and educate people about. So as always, thanks for everything. And please hit the like and subscribe button. If you feel like someone else will benefit from this information, please feel free to share it as well. So till next time, take care. Bye. And what that means is, what a phytoremediation, what that means is that the